Lakers roll the Wizards for the biggest blowout win of the season. The Lakers shoot 47% from three, 55% from the field. 11 different Lakers scored, 7 of them in double figures, and they also had 37 fast break points. No AD. This guy got the start, Jackson Hayes. He's with Mike Trudell.
Okay, Jackson, you guys certainly took care of business tonight. What did you do in the first quarter to really set things apart on the scoreboard?
I felt like we really executed the ball on the offensive end really well, and our defense was just really good, and we were rebounding the ball well tonight.
Yeah, we know that you had to step up with AD out. You talked about wanting the defense to be the place where you focus the most and then let the offense come. As a team, what did you do defensively, and what did you try to participate with in that?
We just had a lot of communication, and we're just, making sure we're sticking with all our coverages and stuff like that. But it was really just more about flying around and just talking.
Tough game coming up now as you head to New York City this evening. What do you guys have to carry forward from this road trip as you go now to play the Knicks?
Just carry on what we did tonight. Stay connected, stay communicated, and just get ready to play.
And then, Jax, what did you see from some of the young guys and just some of the vets? Shake Milton off the bench, saw Bronny at the end. Everybody really, Dalton Connect, finding a way to make a contribution.
Yeah, everybody just staying ready, man. Just doing their thing. It's just always nice when you have a night like this.
I appreciate it, Jackson.
Appreciate you.
All right, Jackson Hayes, guys, gets the start with no AD. By the way, Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent also missed, but of course AD flew back to Los Angeles to have that MRI. We are hoping he has a speedy recovery with that strained ab. Happy for Jackson Hayes to kind of step into that role. Guys, great energy tonight, 4 for 4 from the field, 10 rebounds, 10 points, 3 blocks, and a couple of assists. Big game, James? That's a pretty good line, right? Can't ask for anything more.
I love Hayes. He just plays his game. He doesn't go outside of the box too much, but inside his box is full of energy, effort, lobs.
You know, we need Jackson Hayes to be Jackson Hayes. But just a little bit more because of the fact that you're going to have longer stints out there on the basketball court because of the absence of AD. So you know he's going to play a lot more, and he had to play a lot smarter because now you can't go in there knowing that you're going to play 10, 12 minutes and be flying all over the place and committing fouls. He had to be a little bit smarter tonight. So you got to take your hat off to him. He played a really good game, and now it's on to New York and ready for them Knicks.
There's been so much talk about what are the Lakers going to do? Who are they going to trade for to replace AD? Well, I'll tell you what, one of the names out there, Giannis Valanciunas, he was thoroughly outplayed by Jackson Hayes tonight. So I think you can probably maybe, push him off the list a little bit. Look, Jackson Hayes is not Nikola Vucevic or some of the other big-name centers that might be on the trading block, but really liked what he did tonight. Played within his game. He's not out there shooting threes and long twos and stuff like that. We love his alley-oop connections and a good rebounder tonight, too, with some defense as well. Fun night for him. Fun night for the team. Shake Milton finally got to see what he could do. He's been with the team for a few weeks now. You could just go on and on with all the other guys who contributed. Rui, good game for him, too.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Rui's name. Listen, we talk every show here about how we feel about AD. He plays like an MVP every night. What he does on the defensive end, we think he's the best defensive player in the world. You can't substitute for him. But that 30 and 10, 30 and 15 that he gives you every night, now other people are going to have to step in and fill the role and score and get higher volume. One of those guys, big game that you talked about, was going to be Rui. Rui did a great job tonight.
Yeah, I think from the get-go, he was a little bit more aggressive because he knows that we're going to need him. And like you said, it's not going to be just one guy. When you got AD out, you're missing a lot. Yeah. On both ends of the floor, you're missing a lot. And it's not one guy on this team that's going to really take advantage of him being out and say, well, I'm going to cover all the stuff that AD does. It's got to be collective, and it's got to be a group of men that can understand that. So, Jackson did it tonight. Rui did tonight. And then you had guys coming off the bench, contributing. So that's the type of effort it's going to take, for them to get through this stretch without AD.
Yeah, total template for what they have to try to do against much better teams coming up. New York in 2 days, Clippers a few days after that. Big steps up in competition. This Washington team now 6-41. You didn't think the Lakers are going to get pushed too much. And give the Lakers credit. What they couldn't do against Philly the other night, another team well below 500, they were able to do tonight against Washington. And maybe there's something to what LeBron said after the game the other day, Geet. He said, look, when you lose AD 10 minutes into the first quarter, it's kind of hard to game plan for what to do the rest of the game. They had a couple days. They game planned appropriately. And, pure dominance.
Yeah, listen, most likely the game plan is going to change in the way of probably higher volume in terms of threes as well, right? If you don't have AD, you're probably going to shoot a little more threes. Guys are going to get a little more volume from out there. And we saw that tonight, Byron. And they hit 47% of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they took all those threes that they had tonight in rhythm as well. You know, the spacing was extremely good. You know, guys understood what they were supposed to do on the offensive end. When guys were driving to the basket, just like any team in the NBA, it's going to collapse on the defensive end, and you got to find guys on the wings. And we were able to do that tonight. So again, it's a good recipe tonight that we had to play without AD and see what some of these other guys can do, because that's going to be a recipe that we're going to need for the next 5 or 6 games on this trip.
The reality is you're not going to have AD for a little bit here.
Absolutely.
And we talk a lot about it. Yes, he's the best individual defensive player, but he makes everyone else better on that end of the floor. It just looks better when he's out there defensively. Guys are a lot more confident. They know he's there. The Washington Wizards were the perfect team to play for that first night, weren't they, James? That's a team struggling, but
the Washington Generals. I mean, the Washington Wizards. They're the perfect team. I mean, but what a collective effort. I mean, all starters scoring double figure.
LeBron was great.
The bench was very productive. You know, they didn't have time, like you said, to plan for the game last night. They lost their best player in the first quarter. Then that's hard to adjust on the fly. So, but tonight I thought they came in and were ready to take care of business.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we all said it from the get-go. You got to come out and attack this team right away. Yeah. You know, I mean, 6-40. You know, obviously they don't have a world of confidence.
Don't give me
as a team. Exactly. So when you come out, if you jump on them right away, you know, this game could be over in the second quarter, which it pretty much was. At halftime, you're down 30-something points. And like I said, in the third quarter, all you want to do now is just come out and put your foot on the pedal a little bit more and smash down on it and make sure that they don't think at all that they got a chance of coming back. So when the fourth quarter starts, guys, we're going to be sitting on the bench, relaxing, chilling, letting these other young players get some time.
Listen, it's Allie's birthday. She wanted an easy win.
Yeah, exactly. You know, do it for Allie, if anybody.
And some rest for LeBron in the fourth, like you said.
Exactly.
I believe AR was the only starter who played in the fourth. And the Knicks, big, whole different story in a couple days. But enjoy this while you can, if you're a Laker fan or a Laker player. By the way, they've beaten 2 teams. Excuse me. They've won 2 games by more than 20 points all season. Washington, both times. And the Lakers moved to the East.
Boston was close. What was Boston? About 19.
I think it was 18, 19.
18, 19. Yeah, that felt good.
Drew, make sure I got that right.
That felt good. I just got to always throw that in there. Let's hear from JJ Redick. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
JJ, a pretty comfortable lead throughout. What's a takeaway from a game like tonight?
A few things. First of all, ask the guys to play with an edge. I thought they did that. You know, we were the instigators. Did not intend for some of that edge to be taken out on the officials by a couple of our guys, but I liked that we were angry tonight. We played angry. Overall, just execution was great. And then, you know, it's a big deal when 3 of your top 7 guys are out of the lineup and you can bring guys in that haven't necessarily been in the rotation and they make a big impact. I thought Shake in particular led that. Just a great spirit and energy, got us organized, obviously scored the basketball as well. Trey was awesome. And that group, even just to finish those last, 10 minutes of the fourth, they just played the right way. And that was indicative of how we played the entire night. We played the right way on both ends. The guys should be proud of their effort and execution tonight.
A couple of days now before you get the Knicks on Sunday, I'm sure you'll kind of wait and see for Gabe in terms of if you can come back. But is that part of what you just said? Is that part of what you want to try to take into that game against a team that's playing really well?
Yeah, I mean, every opponent is different, and I think our guys will be ready to go Saturday night against the Knicks in the Garden. Hopefully, Doe is available. Hopefully, Gabe is available. But if they're not, next man up and continue to play the right way, which is we did tonight.
You mentioned Shake and his spirit. Since joining the team, he's had his fair share of struggles. How has he maintained that spirit behind the scenes in terms of, and then obviously into the night that he had tonight for you guys?
Yeah, just, look, it's hard to get traded midseason. It's hard to get traded midseason than be in and out of a rotation. I think he just showed a very professional approach tonight.
JJ, what did you think of Jackson, and how did he kind of handle the starting center minutes?
Again, I thought everybody played well. Jackson put pressure on the rim. Defensively, he was fantastic. We had a lead, but we don't get a call on one end, and they throw it ahead, and they've got a 3-on-1 or a 4-on-1, and he goes vertical and prevents a layup. And we go down, and Bron, instead of going for 45,284 points, decides to pass to Vando and give Vando the dunk. But that play from Jackson was awesome, and I thought that was really. I mean, you can get trapped a little bit by the score and not give multiple efforts, and there was not a point in the game where we didn't give multiple efforts.
This is 3 and 4 for you guys. Obviously, they're really struggling right now. Washington. How was LeBron's energy as a tone setter tonight?
Oh, he was awesome. Yeah, he was awesome. I think he was aggressive. He talked. Just his willingness to trust his teammates and create for others and create for himself was awesome. And don't overlook the fact, by the way, that he's 40 years old in year 22 with every accolade under the sun, and he comes out on a Thursday night that's a non-nationally televised game against a team that's really struggling, and he is the tone setter. It's again, competitive stamina. It's impressive.
Staying on LeBron, he's been shooting these logo threes as part of his pregame warm-up. He hit one tonight in the game. Is that something, I know you guys don't scrimmage very often, but is that something you've seen him do in scrimmage situations since you were coaching the team? And just kind of what do you think of him shooting that shot?
Probably took a couple in preseason. During, those was really the only time we scrimmaged. But, he practices the one-legged shot. I know he's taken 4 of those this year. He practices, I don't have a problem with it. It's an open 3.
And Bronny, coming off the struggles in Philadelphia, you said that fourth quarter unit played the last 10 minutes. You thought they really played the right way. He was part of it.
He did a lot of really good things tonight. Thought he made a couple really nice passes defensively. He was great. Again, it's, building blocks for every young player. And I think tonight was a good, positive building block for him.
Along those lines, when he had the end one, your bench went absolutely crazy. I think Rui had LeBron in a headlock like that. How did you like that spirit as you guys progress into a season, moments like that?
Yeah, no, we encourage enthusiastic bench energy. I'm sure that we'll figure out a way to show that on the edit at some point. That's who we're trying to be, is a very connected group that roots for each other's success. I thought even late game, like Shake was really encouraging him to play on the ball and be aggressive, and it led to some good stuff for us.
JJ, just the attention on when Bronny has the ball in the building, it almost feels like a big playoff moment in terms of pressure. Just as somebody that's been on the court, could that be that much more challenging to hit a perimeter shot just with all of the eyeballs? And is there anything to do about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's had eyeballs on him his whole life, so he's used to it. I mean, I remember not playing a lot my rookie year and second year, and the Orlando fans would sometimes chant that in a blowout in the fourth quarter. We want JJ, and it's a weird feeling, and there's that audible sort of anticipation every time you shoot the ball. It's a lot. He has handled everything with obvious dignity, grace, class, all that stuff, and he'll continue to grow. Very excited for him.
Minutes aren't there. It's pretty hard to get into a rhythm. How are you able to kind of stay ready enough to, when your number was called tonight, be as good as you were?
I think a lot of it is just mental. It's the mental game. I feel like that's when that comes into play. It's when you're just thrust into a different situation, a different environment, and you kind of have to, move and run on the fly. Just taking that time to mentally prepare, regardless of what the result you're seeing, and staying locked in and staying in that mind frame. I think that helps a lot.
Did you feel your kind of confidence growing through the game? It seemed like you were playing a little more assurance.
I don't even know if it was assurance. I think it was just more so F it, like just whatever happens. Just go out there and know what the team's trying to accomplish. Be smart and locked in on those type of things. But just get out there, play ball, have fun.
One of the things JJ told us is that he said he challenged you guys to play with an edge tonight. How did you think that went for your group, and were there any ways that you really saw that?
I think so. A couple guys got techs. Trey running through that guy's chest like that, getting that offensive foul. But just from the start of the game, we were locked in on getting stops. I think anytime we're able to get stops, rebound, and run, that's kind of like our recipe, just from what I've seen. And, we did a good job of doing that and just kept it up throughout the game.
JJ talked about you encouraging Bronny to play on the ball, be aggressive. Can you talk more about that?
Most definitely. I just felt like, when I was a two-way back then, my vets were telling me to do the same thing, get him an opportunity and trying to tell you to be aggressive. So, he's down there whenever he's in the G, he's showing out and doing his thing. So, yeah, man, you get up here, you get an opportunity, you got to go, you got to be aggressive. I told him that in the last game in Philly when he went in. He had like a butter call at the end of the shot clock, and I think he drove and passed it up or something like that. I just told him be aggressive, man. You get your opportunity, and, go make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it during the game, but when you would score, I think you had that one kind of off-foot layup. Guys on the bench are kind of doing it. When Bronny scored, bench is really encouraging. JJ said that's like kind of the energy he wants. Could you feel that during the game? Could you feel some connectiveness and kind of those guys celebrating what you guys were able to do?
For sure. I think it just goes into guys being unselfish and wanting to see other guys succeed. That camaraderie, that togetherness is important, especially the type of run that we're trying to make. So, yeah, it was big. Guys are going to cheer for each other. Guys are unselfish. And, as long as we're moving in one direction as a unit, we'll be all right. Appreciate it.
Hey, Rui, JJ mentioned kind of, I don't know if challenging is the right word, but saying he wanted you guys to bring out a certain level of energy and attentiveness tonight. Where did you feel like that came across in the first quarter and as the game went on?
Yeah, especially after the loss last night, 2 days ago. We talk about we can't. Whatever the record. We don't care. We gotta play our game. We gotta play. What we're supposed to do, and we don't wanna. We're never gonna think that this is gonna be an easy one. We're gonna do what we're supposed to do, and yeah, we while we play the game, we talk about it. So that was our goal today, and then we did that. So that's what we got to win.
And just what's it like for you coming back to the place that drafted you, playing well, being efficient, and having a good game?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good out there. Still feels like a home. Everybody said, a lot of people talk about, oh, this is your home, all that, whatever. And of course, I talked to Coach Brooks before the game. He told me if you won by 30, I gotta walk to New York. So he's like, we had a deal together. So we made it after the game. He told me, yeah, you can get on the plane. So yeah, but yeah, it's me and him had a lot of memories here. 3 years. Yeah, this is it's a good place. But it's somehow we ended up in a different team, Lakers again, and yeah, I'm so grateful that. But yeah, it's just it was a great game, and I'm happy about it. Yeah.
So, Rui, when Bronny scored on the and one, I think you ran out to about the free throw line before you gave LeBron a headlock. What was? Can you kind of just describe the scene on the bench and like why were you guys so happy for Bronny?
Oh, it's just you guys have no idea, how much Bron care about Bronny. So of course he's son, but he cares so much. I've been walking out with him, 2 years, 3 years, whatever in the summer. When he was Bronny was a struggle with his physical. I was with him. I was actually with them and just being around. How much Bron was trying to take care of him and how much he cared about him. So. I knew, he wanted this so bad. He's every time he get in, every time he was gonna get in, he always talked to him. Just do you, just be aggressive and all that. So I knew he wanted that so bad. So I knew, like, as soon as I scored it, he was trying to, I think, hold it a little bit. So that's why I was like, come on, bro. You should be. But yeah, You know, he's my big brother. So, you know, of course, I was happy about it. So, yeah, it was a great moment for sure.
Firstly, Rui, congratulations on the win. And obviously, it was the biggest win of the Lakers this season, 38 points. So what was part of the thought process that led you to this game after coming off of a loss, and how do you think you'll carry forward the offensive consistency that we saw in today's game?
Yeah, especially we had a guys out today. You know, AD was out, so you know, we talk about we have to play our games. You know, we have to do. You know, we have to move the ball more. You know, especially the AD was out, so we talk about it before the game, and then we execute the offense, and that's what we got this. And yeah, we gotta do the keep. We got the New York Knicks next, right? Yeah, so we gotta. You know, they're a great team. You know, great team in the East right now. They're rolling, so we gotta keep going.
All right, Arganzo, thank you.
Max Christie's with Mike.
Clearly a pretty comfortable team victory. What did you see collectively? I'll get to what Austin said later, but what did you guys do collectively starting in that first quarter?
Yeah, we came out pretty fast. Everybody really played well offensively, and then defensively we got stops. We brought an edge to the game, that's for sure. Might have been towards the wrong people, but you know, we came with a lot of fire, and that kind of helped us in the game.
You've been shooting around 40% for the last 2 months now, and the volume is going up. JJ said one of the things has been the really sprinting hard to get to the corner. You got one of those tonight. Is it as simple as it sounds? You just have to really think about getting to that spot, and how did that evolve?
Yeah, just being in the right spots is, you know, pretty critical for me, especially with my three-point shot. We got guys that really draw a lot of attention, guys that can really score, so teams are going to cater to them. And if I'm in the right spot at the right time, I'm able to get a three off, get a dunk from a cut, or you know whatnot. So it is pretty simple. Just be in the right spot at the right time and be ready to shoot.
Max, you called it an edge. JJ said he thought it was an angry team that you guys played with tonight. And what was it like the last 36 hours or so since the Philly loss?
I mean, just kind of us recuperating as a team, regrouping, you know, coming back into a game like this, and kind of a must-win game for us, for our spirit and for our morale. So we wanted to come in with a lot of fire, a lot of intensity. You know, JJ made a point for us to play with an edge at the beginning of the game, so I thought we did a good job of that.
AD does so much. What are some of the things that everybody has to do, and maybe you individually, just knowing that he's not there in the back line?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be more solid on the ball as a guard for sure. I mean, we still got guys back there who are, you know, tall and long and can really block shots, but obviously AD is one of the best in the league at that. And so for us, we got to step up our game on the defensive end as guards, you know, keeping the ball in front and being physical and containing the ball. So, you know, with him out, obviously it's tough for us as a team, but, you know, the world's going to go on, so we got to, you know, kind of adjust as a team and continue to try and win games.
Ronnie's gotten the chance this road trip. It's been a while since he was kind of getting minutes with you guys, and obviously you've taken an interest in his development this year. What do you see in Bronny James now versus you saw when he was coming to training camp?
Yeah, the confidence has grown. He's a lot more assertive, especially offensively. Defensively, he's been really good as well. You know, he got a couple deflections, got a few steals. He's just kind of making his presence felt, which is good for a young player, and he's really kind of coming into his own. And as he gets more games under his belt, as he starts to play more, confidence grows. You know, he's getting better and better. So it's really good to see. You know, so kind of watches him.
You drew on the floor still on that and one that he had. What was that moment like? I drew on the floor, so the bench went crazy. I think Rui even put LeBron ahead. Like, just what was that moment for you guys, and how have you guys kind of got?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. But you know, he's a pro basketball player, he's an NBA player, so you know, for him to get that and one, it was super cool. And we treat him just as, you know, another normal player. You know, he made a great play, made a great move, made a great finish, made his free throw. So obviously for us as a team, we're going to celebrate any success.
40 years old. He kind of. It's hard to believe that he's still leading the team.
I know.
But he's still leading, man. He's still leading with high performance.
I think it was good that he only played 27 minutes tonight because, as you guys have all told me, and I've only been there once as a fan, and in my traveling days with the NBA, I never got to go on the New York trip. So it was kind of fun to go there as a fan one time to the Garden. But I know how special a place it is, and if you're a historian of the game, like LeBron James, everyone loves to play in the Big Apple. So he's going to have a little something in that tank left, isn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Like you said, everybody, when they come to New York, you know, this is the mecca of basketball. So when you get a chance to play in the Garden, you want to play well.
Yeah.
You know, you can ask MJ, you can ask Kobe, you can ask Magic Johnson, this man right here, you know, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, you want to play well in the Garden because that's where, you know, almost like where basketball really gets going. And those fans, the fans of New York are probably the most knowledgeable fans in basketball, but they also can get on your damn nerves. So you just got to be ready to play because you're gonna hear some stuff from that bench or behind the bench with them trying to irritate you. So I know LeBron. We know he's going to come ready to play in this game. We know New York, the city's going to be hyped up. The team is playing great.
Because you don't know how many chances they're going to get to see him again.
Right. That's the other thing, too. And they got 2 All-Stars. They got 2 starters on the All-Star team that are playing great, Cat and Jalen Bronson. So this is going to be a very hyped-up game. There's no doubt about it.
They've won 5 straight, too.
They've been playing well.
And if you perform in New York City, they love you.
Love you.
They'll give you the praise that you, but it's something about that city. It's a lot of great basketball. You talk about the Rucker, Lou Alcindor, Kareem. You're talking about a lot of great players come out of there. So when they're getting off that subway coming into the Madison Garden, they're fans.
Yeah.
They're fans. They want to see a performance. If you give it to them, they'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you don't, they'll
let you know.
They'll let you know.
That's cool.
They're going to let you know.
I love playing in New York.
Yeah, I mean, James, listen, the Lakers and the fans are always talking about a guy that can score, an extra ball handler. Obviously, you have Gabe starting to play really well, but another guy off the bench, and maybe Shake's that guy when he gets those chances.
Well, look, when we got, Vinny Smith and Shake, a lot of people will focus on Vinny Smith, but Shake Milton, as you said, Brez, he's been around. He doesn't panic. When you've been on 6 teams, you kind of know where you're going, what your role is. And I think he's found a home here in L.A. When he gets the minutes, that may not come as much as he'd like, but when the minutes do come, if he's available and he can do what he did tonight, that's a big plus.
And Byron, I think you've probably seen this many times in your coaching career too. I mean, there's those guys that, sometimes they're in rotation, sometimes out. They're on a lot of different teams. You know they're capable, but the key is consistency.
Yeah, consistency in minutes.
Finding a way to do it.
Opportunities, and like you said, he had that opportunity tonight, and I think he took full advantage of it. He came out 7 for 8, 1 for 2 from three-point line. And, what I really liked is the fact that he just has a certain control about himself, when he has the ball, and he doesn't panic, like you guys said. I mean, he makes good decisions. He can get to the basket. He's a vet. He's been in this situation before. So, I really like what I saw from him tonight. And obviously, if he continues to get these type of minutes, I think he'll be able to produce like this. So it's going to be hard, which it should be. That's what you want to do, as a player to a coach. You want to make it real hard for him to keep you out of that lineup, or keep you out of that rotation. But tonight I thought was a great indication of what he can do. And he's going to have a chance to do this probably for the next, 4 or 5 games, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, there's a cool moment if they show that highlight again later in the show, or if you're watching TV somewhere when Bronny gets that and one. Shake Milton was out on the wing. His celebration alone just kind of shows you how close this team is. Like, Shake Milton hasn't been on this team a long time, but that it is real and genuine how excited he was for Bronny. So that was super cool.